Boot girls not sharing their identity? Smart move. All right, welcome back to the party, everybody. This is Morty Sleepin', and I am your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. So hit that like and subscribe, and let's party. So talks about criminal justice and what the police are doing and not doing has been all over the news, all over the country. And so I didn't even hear about this until just recently, but this is from about a month ago in Atlanta. Apparently, the Atlanta Police Department and parking structures and whatever are very quick to boot your car. Normal place, like where I live, if you park illegally, you'll probably get a ticket. I mean, some places, you know, if it's like a private lot, you can get towed, but most places it's just going to be a ticket. But we have this story here that there's a lot to it. So let's just jump in.
An entrepreneur here in Atlanta is cashing in on people fed up with parking lot boots, and who isn't? He started selling keys for people to unlock them without paying the steep fines the parking lot companies usually charge.
Based! Based! So what happens is you're parking somewhere you're not supposed to park, and they put this thing in. If you're not familiar with a boot, they'll show you what it is, but you cannot move your car because it'll screw up your car. And then you need to pay the city a fine to get them to take it off. And it's a very predatory practice because of the way that it works. So let's hear a little bit more about the people from Atlanta who are engaging in this.
But is it legal? Fox 5's Rob DiRienzo talked to the man and asked police.
Well, it'll ruin just about anyone's day to walk out to your car and find one of those big yellow boots on your wheel so you can't drive off. The guy who started this whole thing decided enough is enough. So he found the key to getting free.
So that's the boot right there. And as you can see, it's on the car. It goes on the wheel, so you can't drive away. As you get a better picture of it, you'll see the mechanics if you're not familiar. But so he just bought his own key. He just bought his own key. This is exactly like people jailbreaking their iPhones. Why should Apple have a monopoly on who can fix their products? If you have the know-how and the technology to do it, why shouldn't you be able to do it?
Atlanta's tired of the boot. The people hate the boot.
Christian Verrett says he got booted in Atlanta's parking lots one too many times.
Yeah, so again, you can see it perfectly there. It goes in through the wheels and then it locks here. So again, if you were to try to drive away with this, you would have to run over it first, and then this part would go into straight into the car.
I figured out, hey, you can make a key and you can sell the key. You can duplicate the key.
Cha-ching.
So that's what he did. He started selling master keys to the boots online, $50 each.
These four will cover 90, maybe 95% of the boots in Atlanta. There's maybe about 6 or 7 companies that boot. There's a few really big companies that have the majority of the contracts. I have all of their keys.
He says he's been doing it for the last few months, and so far, he says he sold about 600. How did you get the prototype of the key?
That's a trade secret. So
can't let them know. Can't let them know. So before we go any further, I want to know, what do you guys think about the concept of the government is putting these on and you're supposed to pay just like a regular traffic ticket, but because the keys are readily available, is there anything wrong with this? Besides, morally, it is illegal, but do you think there is anything wrong with what he is doing?
Verrett tells me this is just a passion project on the side, and he's not in it for the money. Actually, he says his end goal is to be put out of business.
I want the boot banned overall. This is really just to raise awareness about getting the boot banned.
Yeah, if you think about so many charities that are looking to help people, specifically ones that are tied to the government, then their goal is to perpetuate the problem so that they have something to do. Whereas he's saying, look, I want to be put out of business. I don't want this to be a problem at all. I don't want people to need these keys because I don't want people to be getting these boots in the first place.
A bill at the state capitol to do just that failed this legislative session. Now he's calling on Atlanta's mayor and city council to ban the boot in city limits.
Oh, but it gets better. It gets better. Here's a clip from a different news channel from some very entrepreneurial women who took advantage of our friend's keys.
New tonight, 2 women in Atlanta, they are fighting back against the private parking industry's practice of booting cars. They say it's predatory and they're going viral online for removing boots for drivers.
So they must have bought some of the keys from dude. And now, again, this is all Atlanta. And they're going around unlocking the boots for people. And so I guess the question there would be, if they were to get caught, who would be in trouble? Would you be in trouble for paying somebody to get a boot off your car? Would they both get in trouble? I don't know. But if you find this as interesting as I do, you will definitely find a home at the Indian Jesus Discord server, where the party never ends. That's right, 24/7. We are in there hanging out. And after every live stream, every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, we go in there for an after party panel where everybody is on screen talking together, whether you want to cam up or not. It is a great time. Come and hang out.
Channel 2's Courtney Francisco is live, and Courtney, they call themselves the Boot Girls.
They sure do, and you'll notice all around Atlanta signs like this in
Boot
parking lots
Girls.
that say your car will be booted.
So it says, if your car is parked here and you leave the premises, your car will be booted or towed at your expense. So this is not something that I'm unfamiliar with, but I live in a suburban area. So it's not hard to find parking because every store, everything is going to have its own parking lot, big or small. But in a more urban area, then, it doesn't work like that. Like, the closest city to me is going to be New York City. And I won't even bring my car into New York City. And it's not a nice car at all. It's just because of the traffic and the parking, the prices. No.
Well, the Boot Girls provide an alternative.
Boot Girls.
You can't do it.
It may be risky business,
This is our property.
but the Boot Girls are doing it
All day, every day.
All day.
That's
All day, every day. So they're going out. Like I said, they got the keys. They're going out. Hey, you got a boot? Call us up. Call the Boot Girls.
how often they say they're getting calls from drivers who have boots on their wheels in private lots in Atlanta, now that their videos on social media are starting to go viral.
And then it's expanded out of nowhere.
The Boot Girls will swoop in and remove a boot from your car for a flat fee of $50. It's controversial because private parking lot companies own the boot and put it on there. The city of Atlanta allows them to charge you up to $75 a day every day the boot is on your car.
So the boots themselves belong to the private parking lots. So it's not the government that owns them. Then on top of that, they're charging $75 a day, where the Boot Girls are charging $50 one-time fee. I mean, this is a perfect example of how people will organize. And if people step up and fill the roles in society that we need, we don't need a top-down government in the same way that we have it right now.
Predatory.
Christian Verrett is the one who started selling
this is
the
the guy we
keys
were
that
talking
unlocked
about.
Atlanta boots in the first place about a year ago.
It's holding someone hostage. You're holding somebody for ransom. $75 or you can't go anywhere. I'm not leaving my car in the middle of downtown.
Well,
Oh, hell no!
As opposed to, hey, a ticket, put your ticket, walk away. You can just drive off with your ticket. And there's a video right now of a DoorDasher who parked for 2 seconds just to go grab an order. I mean, the guy's doing DoorDash. It's kind of a sad video. He was really emotional about. He could not afford to sell it. He just did not have it.
That's where I was questioning what type of, how predatory exactly is this? Because I've never had my car booted. I've seen it happen around here. But it's usually only if you leave your car like on the highway over a number of days. That's really the only time I've ever seen a boot, because it is, a drastic thing to do. And so if you're in an urban area, and especially if you're just doing DoorDash, you park, you go, you give your thing, you come back, and there's a boot on your car. Come on, man. What is that?
This week, he says he sold nearly $50,000 worth of keys. That's more than 300 orders.
That's a lot of money.
Atlanta police say it's not illegal to own one, but using it to unlock a private lot's boot could lead to charges like criminal trespass and theft of service.
So it's not illegal to have the keys, but is illegal to use them.
I believe the police are stretching with that one.
The Boot Girls said they're not sharing their identity
Boot Girls not sharing their identity? Smart move.
anytime soon.
We already have people that don't like us, so we rather just cover our identity anyway.
Channel 2's Courtney Francisco is back live. And Courtney, the boot key salesman says he's going a step further now.
Oh, is he?
That's right. He started a change.org petition that tells city council to ban the boot, stop this ordinance that allows this practice. And at last check, it had nearly 1,000 signatures.
Wow. So that's great that, he's standing by his word, saying that he doesn't want to continue doing this. He wants to be put out of business. He wants the boots to stop. So what do you guys think about this? I thought this was a really interesting story. Not too familiar with how often people get booted in different parts of the country. Let me know your familiarity with the boots, and let me know what you think about the boot girls. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Once again, this is Morty, and I have been your host, Lutch, aka the Indian Jesus, here to resurrect the second coming of common sense. Check us out live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. And since you're still here, comment the secret word in the comments to get a shout out in the next video. The secret word is gonna be boot girls. All one word, boot girls. Until then, guys, we are out of here. Peace.